got it. I'm just admitting more people quickly.
Can't you set it so they automatically join?
You have to admit them to the meeting, and then it takes a while. I see it always buffers like a little bit, and then they're actually only on. So while I'm doing the presentation, if I pause for a bit or something, then someone's admit button is popping up in front of me, and then I'm trying to get it out of the way so I can see the presentation. I think that we, yeah, we've got another person. Maybe we should just give it like 2 or 3 more minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm giving myself a manicure because I'm traveling tomorrow.
Are you going to Peru, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hi, Anneke and
there, how
Charmaine
are
and
you?
everybody. It's Liesel here. I'm under Michael's name, but it's Liesel joining
I
the
can see
session.
Michael. Yeah, hi.
Yeah, sorry to confuse you guys.
No, it's fine. We're just happy that you're on. Happy to see
Yeah,
so
we've
many
got
people.
load shedding any minute now, but we've made provision in case the power does go off now.
Awesome. Yeah, we were lucky tonight. We only have load shedding at 10.
Yeah, the last 3 days we're having load shedding from 8 to 10 every night. It's actually quite annoying.
Yeah,
We're on a permanent 8 to 10 slot in the evening.
it's better than 3 times a day, so I'm still thankful. A little while back, we had 3 times a day, and that was quite crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm just praying that they don't switch us off, but they are sometimes late.
Yeah, sometimes they give you like a little bit of lenience.
10-minute leeway, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and start. If any names pop up, then I'll just deal with it as we go so that we can get going. We don't want to keep everyone. Okay. I just want to get all of this stuff out the way. Okay. So welcome to Rainbow Boards. For those of you who are new, that's our name. Okay. Rainbow Boards was founded 5 months ago on the 5th of May, 2022. Originated from a group of friends who made a commitment to rise above all else and create a team of leaders that has heart and truly wants to bless others. Throughout our short journey together, we have been building and maintaining this commitment, and we continue to improve daily. Our vision. We believe in the biblical principle of sowing and reaping. And as we grow in our journey together, our vision is to build up like-minded individuals who have the ability to always uplift and bless others. And I want to pause there tonight because I want to just put some emphasis on this. We really are looking for like-minded people, people that have a vision, people that have dreams, people that have a goal and they're not happy with their current circumstances, and they're willing to build and they're willing to work with us to sow to be able to reap. Trust and integrity are core values we hold dear to be successful. The entire system is designed to function best when everybody works together as a team. We always want to ensure that no one is left behind. Just a bit about us. Since we started the system, I'm sure that everybody will see that these are not like the normal boards that you get out there. It is based on the same principle. But as we have gone through it, we have implemented many changes to ensure consistent movement throughout the different levels. But we are still building the foundation and we continue to improve it daily. It is important to know that you cannot lose your funds or your positions, and it does take time. And so you should allow at least 4 to 8 months to start seeing results. The goal is to build for the first 6 months with the team. In the spirit of teamwork and for you to earn maximum amounts at the end of this journey, we do ask that you look at the bigger picture. None of our team members are financial advisors, and we do not offer any financial advice to each other. Just quickly, some terms and conditions that we've accumulated as we've grown. And these are the most important things for you to know before you become a part of Rainbow Boards. Number one, due to the fact that we are gifting each other, you cannot be refunded. Number two, Rainbow Boards do not allow spots to be sold at all. We also do not sell off spots for less than the value of the spot. 3, Rainbow Boards is not a platform where you ask for gifts. We all need to work together and be patient with the system. It truly does work if we all work together. Every single person that is part of Rainbow and on the official group is seen as a team member, and you're expected to work with the team so that we can grow together. Number 4, we do not allow negative comments to be posted on the group. If you do need clarity on anything, you can always private message a leader of Rainbow, or preferably start with the person who introduced you to Rainbow. Because obviously we say that because that person will know you better, they'll know your background and your story and how you entered into Rainbow. But if you cannot reach them, there are many leaders in Rainbow that you can also contact, and you'll see the leaders are always active daily on the group. Number 5, should you choose to completely leave Rainbow, admin will take over your spot and liaise with you regarding a positive outcome for both parties. Number 6, Rainbow cannot be held liable for any tax implications, so please, guys, make sure that you pay your own taxes. Then I just want to quickly introduce our team. Our amazing Rainbow DNA team runs the day-to-day and makes everything happen with love. So I'm Anneke, I'm the founder of Rainbow. Jessica is our designer, and she designs things like this, like the boards, everything that you see, all of the ads, everything that's got nice colorful stuff is Jess. Then Margaret is the one that runs, she is our bridging group manager. She runs all of the bridging groups, and we'll discuss the bridging groups now. And then Charmaine is our information liaison. If you are stuck with something, or you don't understand something, or you have any queries or anything, then you can always contact Charmaine, and she's very, very awesome and good with everyone. And she knows most of everyone as well. Okay, so then we've got our WhatsApp groups. This to me is a very big thing, because what we've realized is that a lot of people join and then they don't realize that we've got a few WhatsApp groups that you've got to be active on to be able to fully understand the system. So when you start, ask the person who invited you to add you to our Rainbow WhatsApp groups. The first group that you'll be added to is our official Rainbow groups, and this is where we deal with the majority of everything from the 250 level to the 10,000 level. Then currently we have 5 bridging groups. The bridging groups are the groups, we keep them in separate WhatsApp groups because they are for different levels. Like Dash is the 50 Rand group for the 250 boards. Sparky is the bridging group for the 750 groups, and the Sparky spot is 150 Rand. Blossom is our bridging group for the 1.5 boards, and that's 300 Rand. Then Blaze is 600 Rand, where it is a bridging group for a 3,000 Rand spot on a board. And Unity is our bridging group for our 5,000 boards, and a Unity spot is 1,000 Rand. So as you can see, I actually should put the values of the groups in there, but I'm sure everybody knows. But I'll actually add that in there. As you can see, it's always 1/5 of the actual amount of the board. And if you buy that spot, it's actually like throwing your name in a hat. And then eventually when as the funds come in, the names get drawn out, and then you get a spot on the actual board. It is very, very, very vital to know that your WhatsApp will be busy. There are many ways around it, and Adi can share some ways with you to actually archive your group, and there's a setting that you can do to actually try and not save all of those pictures onto your phone. So yeah, Adi knows he's the guy to speak to when it comes to that. Then where to start?
So that we can
You will
understand sense of how shall we say?
Can I ask that everybody will just mute for me? Thank you.
That stars as
You will have so much to choose from once you start, and all of us, I think, in the beginning when we started, it feels a little bit overwhelming in the beginning, because there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of levels and a lot of different groups. But as you start to get to know the people and the system, then you understand everything better. But I would say that it is vital to be part of all the bridging groups and to completely be 100% part of the system. So the different board levels that Rainbow has is the 250 Rand boards, the 750 Rand boards, the 1,500 Rand boards, the 3,000 Rand boards, the 5,000 Rand boards, and the 7,500 Rand boards, and then the 10,000 Rand boards, as well as all of the bridging groups. But these boards here, so these boards levels all go into one, the official Rainbow group, and then the bridging groups are separate groups like you saw on the previous page. Okay. Okay, Adi, over to you.
Okay, good evening all, and welcome to the new members that have joined us this evening. So we've got 12 people online at the moment. For the guys that don't know me, I'm Adrian, and I am one of the leaders that assist Anneke and Margaret and Charmaine and everybody in trying to keep everybody motivated. And yeah, so that is me. So I'm going to run you through the actual boards and how we actually play the game. So the first step, you'll enter on the outside of a chosen board with a gift of 250 Rand. These boards are the purple ones. On this example board, Becky will be the person receiving your gift, and she's the one in the center. And all the boards have 5 open spaces on the outside. So you can see on the outside where there's no name printed, those are all the open spaces. Okay, number 2, you'll enter the outside of the chosen board. Once all 5 spots on the entry board have been taken, the board is full and it will split into 2 new boards, creating 2 new gifters two new gift receivers. The splits are made up from top to bottom, part of the filled board, and now you have to move up to the second ring on the split board. So you're moving from the outside and you're moving in. So if you just follow the name where it says you and it's actually circled, and you can follow the progress as we move along. So as you can see on the right hand side, on the previous slide, you've now moved into the inner ring. Okay, again, once all 5 spots on the new board have been taken, the board is full and it will split in 2 new boards, creating 2 new gift receivers. So again, you can see on the left side where you currently are, and then you move in as the next receiver on the board. Okay, the full board is split again, and now you're on the 3rd ring of the board. Okay, lastly, once all 5 spots on the last split board have been taken, the board is full and will split into 2 new boards, creating 2 new gift receivers, meaning you are now the new gift receiver. The full board is split, and you're now the receiver of the split board. Okay, now that you are the receiver on the board, 5 spots will be filled and you will receive 1,250 Rand. So you receive 250 Rand from each person that comes onto that board, and will be going directly into your bank account. Moving on to the 750 board, these are now the ones in blue. Just before we carry on, Anneke shares all of the updated boards once the splits and the dumps and the merge, which we will she'll speak to you about in a bit. But if you actually go onto the WhatsApp group, you go up to the top, you click the icon, then you open up the link, and then you'll see in the links page all the links for the new updated boards. Okay, so the whole process repeats again on the next level, which is the 750. Once you reach the middle of the 750 board, you'll be gifted 5 times 750s. To continue to earn more, you then gift 1,500 to go onto the next board. Receive a team member on the next level up. So you'll keep 2,250 Rand in your pocket. Okay, moving on to now the blue boards. These are the 1,500 Rands. These are the best ones. So the 250s and the 750, the 250 is kind of like your building blocks. Your 750, as was building block, you get a little bit of profit from that. But from the 1,500 board onwards, that's when you start getting the nice gifts. So once you reach the middle of the 1,500 board, you'll be gifted 5 times 1,500 Rand, meaning you will receive 7,500. Of that 7,500, you'll then move 3,000 Rand over to the 3,000 Rand board, and you'll keep in your pocket 4,500 Rand. Moving on to the green board, this is when it starts getting fun. So once you reach the middle of the green board, you'll receive 5 times 3,000 Rand gifts straight into your bank accounts from the 5 new gifters that land on that board. So you'll receive in total 15,000 Rand into your account. To continue and earn even more, you then give 5,000 to the next board receiver, and then the team member, the next level up. So you'll keep 10,000 Rand in your pocket. Okay, the 5,000 Rand board, this are the yellow ones. It's actually very nice when you see people buying spots on the 5,000 Rand boards and up. It gets everybody motivated and excited. So once you reach the middle of this board, you will be gifted 5 times 5,000 Rands, which will be 25,000 Rand gifted into your account. And to continue to move on to the next board, obviously you'll take 7,500 Rand from that, and you'll keep in your pocket 17,500 Rand. Then going on to the orange boards, the 7,500s. So once you receive this, get into the center and you'll receive 5 times 7,500 Rand, which is 37,500 Rand. Of that 37,500, you take 10,000 to go into the last board, which is the red one, and you'll keep in your pocket 27,500 Rand. And the final board, once you reach the middle of this, you'll get 5 times 10,000 Rands gifted into your account by every single gifter that lands on that board, and you receive 50,000 Rand. There is no boards currently after this 10,000 Rand boards, so that 50,000 Rand is yours to buy Christmas presents and everything else that you want to spend your money on. Okay, so the profits in total is 112,250 Rand. But what we all agreed, and what actually works for everybody, is by taking little bits of money, reweaving your spots. So you come off the 250 Rand board, you're moving on to the next one. Don't think about taking profits on the 250 Rand. Use it as your building blocks. It's the best way. Get more spots on the bridging groups, which Anneke spoke about earlier. Reweave yourself so you can have more positions. Multiple positions in this whole gifting game is key. So you can see all the board levels on the left-hand side, purple all the way to the red, and your earnings on every single board. So on the 250, you're earning 1,250, 750, 3,750, the 1,500 is 7,500, 3,000 is 15,000 Rand, 5s, the 7 5s, and then the 10,000 is 50,000 Rand. I'm not going to go and teach you guys to suck eggs and read every single one of them out. The next levels from the 250, as we mentioned before, is the 750 board, and the self-explanatory all the way up. Your profits on the 250 board is 500 Rand. On the 750 is 2,250. On the 1,500 is 4,500. On the 7,500 is 25,500. And on the 10,000 is 50,000 Rand. So I think that total adds up to 99,000 Rand in total. If you follow the guidelines, that's I'm sure we will talk about shortly. And it's still awesome. That's 99,000 Rand per one spot. So if you have multiple spots, moving up on multiple boards, concurrent, it is actually awesome.
Yeah, this total, if you do not follow the guidelines, it actually does end up being 112,000 like at the top. But what we've implemented since this is the guidelines, which I'll be speaking about now. So this is just an extra little page that we've made for everybody to see it in a little bit more, you know, the purple is the 500. And then as you go through the different colors. Yes. Oh, I thought someone was speaking to me. So obviously what we've just explained was one level right through, but as you go, we'll show you now with the guidelines how you actually go through all of it. I'm going to be speaking about the guidelines afterwards. So I've just put this in to remind myself that the guidelines will do that, but I'll just go through this presentation first and then continue with the other one. So the dumping, how does the dumping work? I'm sure that everybody has noticed that you have that 3 extra spots on your board, where on other boards you normally would be earning 8 times. In Rainbow, you earn 5 times because of the dumping system. So as soon as a board has been filled, the splits create 2 boards from one, like we just illustrated in the previous slides, to stop the boards from duplicating, because then one board becomes 2. And 2 boards can become 4. But to stop that and to kind of just put a halt on, you know, all of the boards multiplying the whole time, we created the dumping system. And then Rainbow boards work in rounds. So we don't split one board at a time. Stage 1, we all work together to fill a specified amount of boards. And I will say okay, guys, we're doing 10 now, we're doing 20 now, we're doing 30 now, or how many ever we fill, or however fast we fill the boards will always go according to that. So that will be discussed and put on the group. Then stage 2, the specified amount of boards will then be split simultaneously. So if I said, okay, we're splitting 10 boards, then I'll take those 10 boards and I'll split them all at once. Then stage 3, a certain percentage of the split boards will get dumped and all these spots are reshuffled onto the outside of the remaining boards. With the dumping system, we create less boards and increase the momentum of the filling of the boards. This is what makes the system work. All boards will always have 3 or less members placed on the outside after dumping. They are the team members from the percentage of boards that went through the dumping system. So like I said previously, if I decided that we're going to split 10 boards at a time, then that means I create 20 boards. I then take 1/3 of that boards, which is 7, and I dump 7 boards, and I take the receiver names, and I'll get to the joker boards now. They go onto the joker, but the remainder of the names then go on the outside of the 13 boards that are left. So I hope everybody understands that part. But you guys are welcome to ask questions afterwards about this. Okay, so then just an example, Becky is the receiver on the dumped board. What happens to Becky? So Becky was the person who was supposed to be receiving next now, but because we are all working together as a team, we've taken Becky and we have put her on a joker board. And then you'll see that we never have many joker boards. We'll only have, if I did, for instance, if I split 10 boards, there'll only be 1 joker board available. If I go a little bit higher, maybe we'll have 2 boards then. So on the joker board, the 2 next in line receivers on the joker board will not be dumped again. And also we have a rule that we've implemented that if you have been a receiver once and your board got dumped, you will not get dumped twice in a row from being receivers. So there is a rule we've implemented, you know, so that you can't just be dumped forever and ever and ever. But the dumping is implemented to help everybody to earn faster. So Becky is now on the joker board, along with the other receivers from the same split round. We cannot save all the receivers, but the 2 next in line receivers will not be dumped and will be receiving next into the next split round. So that is also a rule that all of the joker boards always go into the next split round, so that we can stick to that commitment that at least 2 of those people, or if we had 2 joker boards, 4 of those people will definitely receive on the next round. To ensure that we help the receivers that was previously dumped, the joker must go into the next round split. Okay, so then we get to merging. Currently, I have actually, merging is something that we only do when we really, really need to, but we'll always do merge stats to determine which boards are selected to be merged. And we also ask all of the members, you know, before we do the merging, but it is also something that when we merge, it also does help to make the boards less and to push the other people to earn faster, so that we can get all the boards out of merge again. When merging, we try to keep the usernames on the same positions as far as possible. We also try to advance the newest members of the team. There is, however, no guarantee that you will be advanced or end up on the same position. Remember, merging is not an earning round, so you should not be moved forward technically. It's not a round where you have actually filled the board and now you're supposed to be moving in or into receiver. Actually, what we do when we merge is we take 3 boards, we make them 2. We take 6 boards, we make them 4. That's kind of just to get rid of extra boards so we can have the least boards possible to earn faster. Merging is a team effort to help all team members to be gifted much faster, and all team members will be expected to participate in merging. Once you have been placed on a merge board and we have decreased the total amount of all the boards, these merge boards will be queued directly into the next split. So there won't be other boards that will be split. The merge boards will then have priority and they will be split in the next round. Once we have gotten, we've done this when the boards become too much, which we've been trying, all of these systems that we've been implementing and all of these things that we're doing, the dumping and the merging, is to decrease the boards constantly so that we can make sure that we're not sitting with 500 boards and you know, people are waiting too long to be earning on their boards. But like I said, for the merging is not something that we do very often. It's very seldom that we do the merging. So upgrades. Upgrades is one of the new things that we've implemented to decrease the boards even more, and to allow some of the newer team members to also have spots on the higher boards. It can take quite a while for you to actually climb from 250s up to the 10,000s. So this is something that we wanted to implement to also give the new members a chance. If you have 10 750 spots, then you can take them, combine them and put them on a 7.5 board, for instance. And we have implemented this in the bridging groups as well as on the 250 boards. And as we grow, we'll do the same for the 750s and the 1.5 levels. This ensures that your plan to build across the platform gets boosted. You can be sure that even if your name doesn't come out of Dash in between upgrades, that you can then take the funds and use it to upgrade. So I see this as kind of like a building on, you know, if you've been putting into Dash or into Sparky for 2 or 3 months and you're still waiting for some of those names to come out, then there will be times that we'll say, okay, guys, we are doing an upgrade on this on Dash, or we're doing an upgrade on the 250s now. So then you will get the chance to actually take that money where maybe you didn't have 5,000 Rand in one go, but now you can accumulate your spots and then get a 5,000 spot for that. So I see it as a kind of almost like a saving plan kind of thing that you can then later decide if you want. You are not forced to do upgrades, but it is just another method for us to also decrease boards. So on the bridging groups, for this example, we will use Dash, the 50 Rand bridging group. If you have 50 names spread throughout Dash, you can choose to take 30 of those names out of Dash and get a spot on the 1-5 boards. On the 250 boards, it works exactly the same. If you have 30 names on the 250 boards, you can choose to take 6 of them and remove them from the 250 boards and get a spot on the 1-5 boards. We'll be doing this every 3 months, maybe even sooner, depending on growth. Okay, so then a big thanks from Rainbow side for everybody that has attended the Zoom call tonight. We are recording, so for those watching the replay, thanks to you guys as well. We hope the presentation has helped you to understand a little bit more how Rainbow boards work, and we are sure that you're ready to get started. Okay, so I'm going to quickly allow some questions. Do we have any questions at this stage? And then I'll continue with the guidelines.
Anneke, can you just explain to me the reason that you have the main boards and then you have the bridging boards? What I don't understand. I'm trying to get my head around, why would you do that? Why would you have a main artery and then all the bridging? Because I don't know how to position myself in that. I feel like I don't know why I don't get it.
It's fine. We'll explain it to you. So basically, we've got from the 250s to the 10,000s, those are your actual levels and those are your boards. And if you, you know, you can always buy a spot on any one of those boards, on any one of those levels from 250 right through to 10,000. So that part you understand, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then the bridging groups, for every level that we have, the 250, the 750, we have it's an easier way for you to spread your names across the platform, and it also creates momentum. So those are the two main reasons that we have the bridging groups. So basically what we do is let's start with the 250s, which is called Dash. So Dash is the 250 group where you will then buy a spot for 50 Rand for yourself. And as soon as we have 550 Rands bought, then we have a 250 Rand. Then we take one of those 5 names out, and then for your 50 Rand, you then get a 250 spot. So the bridging groups, do you understand that part?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so basically what we do for every 5 payments you get.
So it's about
It's just an easier way to get into the board. So from the 250 boards, buying your spots on the bridging group it's a cheaper way of getting onto the 250 boards. But obviously it takes a little bit of time, because I mean, say you get a bonus and you say, I want to buy 20 50 Rand spots on the bridging group. That means 4 names are going to come out of the actual bridging group itself. So one of your names could actually, from your spots, could actually land on the 250 Rand board. So it's just a cheaper way of getting onto the boards and also creating a lot more movement for everybody to move along all the boards.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
and
you.
Nancy, that's a very good way that you actually said that now in the chats. It's basically like a feeder. So you are feeding your boards, you're feeding the boards through the bridging groups. And remember, the core and main reason that we are doing the bridging groups as well is because we are trying to get ourselves as many of our own names spread throughout the platform. So the more, you know, instead of buying 5 to 50 spots, which would be 1,250 Rand, you can spend 250 Rand and wait a little bit longer, but you know that you've got 5 names coming out. So it's really a great way to make sure that you, even if you commit to putting in 2,000 Rand a month and saying, okay, every week I'm going to buy 500 Rand worth of bridging spots across the platform. And if you do that for 6 months, then you have built up a consistent profile for yourself, and you know that somewhere along the line, somewhere on one of the bridging groups, one of your names will come out. So you're spreading your names across the platform, which is what I spoke about in the beginning of the presentation when I said that you should expect about 4 to 8 months to kind of see your names all across all of the platforms, because it does take some time and it does take commitment and persistency, especially with the bridging groups. I think that the bridging groups are so vital, especially to spread your names across all of the platforms. And I think that that is something that we are missing in educating our people in Rainbow. For instance, on the 250 Rand boards, we're currently sitting with about 2,000 names. If you have only one name in between those 250 or those 2,250 names, you can just think that the math of it, it's going to take a long time for you to get to the front because of the dumping that we've implemented. Because in a normal system, it would take 4 splits for you to be able to get from the outside to the inside to receive. But with Rainbow, because we have implemented the dumping system, you could be dumped in your second split in, and then you can be put on the outside again. So that's why we say it really is a building. We're building together, and we committed as a team to build together to spread our names as much as we can across all of the bridging groups, and to then make sure that they get onto the actual levels and grow from there.
And another good thing about the bridging groups is when the names are drawn, Margaret actually fills the older boards. So when you buy in positions, so say you get a bonus or you have some spare money in the month, you can actually request for a position on a 250 board on one of the newest boards, which you can actually choose yourself as well. If you go into the WhatsApp and you go into the links, choose the boards that you want to go onto, and all the updated boards are there. And the new boards have got a new written at the top right, and the old boards have got old written at the top right. So you know exactly which are the old boards, which are the new boards. So we try and fill the old boards with the bridging groups, and you buy positions on the new boards, or gift yourself a position, or gift your friends or somebody who's like-minded. So it does help a lot. And the nice thing about Rainbow is you don't lose your money. So as Anneke said, there is that thing that we implemented that it could happen every 3 months. So you bought 3 250 Rand spots. You can actually say, oh, okay, these 250 Rand spots, it's taking a bit slow. I want you to take 3 of those, and I'm going to make a 750 Rand, and you play on the 750 Rand boards. And then when you get a profit from that, you buy yourself another position on the 250 Rand boards, and you continue like that. More positions means you're moving a lot faster, spread out along all the boards, instead of having one position on an old board and it taking such a long time, if that makes sense.
Then come.
I have so if you decide to take 3 times 250 boards and put them onto a 750 board, so you get moved off, how does being moved off of those 3 spots affect the other people that are on that board?
It makes it better for the other people, because now those 3 spots have been taken off, no matter where you are, and the board, then everybody just moves and it gets reshuffled in. So the boards actually minimize. So if you say you've got 5 people that are now upgrading on the 250 boards, you can actually take those names, and then we can actually remove 250 Rand boards from that. But that's only when the upgrade happens. Obviously, we don't do upgrades all the time because it's a lot of admin, and the admin ladies are quite busy as it is, plus with their normal jobs. But it does work a lot. I mean, it's been quiet for the last 3 weeks because admin have been doing a lot of, there's been all of these things that have been happening. Plus, obviously the stuff, legal stuff to make this like the best thing ever. But it does work. And the whole point is to get people moving and reduce the number of boards. We were on platforms before where the boards doubled and doubled and doubled and doubled. And eventually after like 5 months, you're sitting and there's actually no movement because you've created all these boards. So this system that Anneke came up with is much, much better, and it works. I mean, it's working for everybody at the moment.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna just this is just a bit of an encouragement. So from my perception, I think you guys have got something that's quite brilliant. And in that brilliance is also a bit of complexity, which is quite difficult to wrap your head around overnight.
Yeah.
But I perceive that there is a lot of thought and intelligence gone into what you've busy building.
Yes.
Yes,
for
and it's
sure.
very we want to be transparent so everybody can see exactly what's happening. That's why Anneke shares everything live on Canva, so you can see when she posts the updates, everything is there, everybody can see, and it is a brilliant system. And if you've got any questions, you can contact me, you can contact Charmaine. Charmaine's really good at explaining stuff. Anneke gets inundated with messages and that every single day, so she might be a little bit slow to reply, but she will reply. But anybody on the group, even people that are not leaders, everybody is there to help, and we will help everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. I hope you understand a little bit better. I think what we'll also do is just afterwards maybe share. Margaret has made some videos for us to explain the bridging groups. So we'll also maybe just share that. We have a little, very small YouTube channel that we've put some information videos on. I don't know if you have seen those, but I will share it for us afterwards on the group as well. It's good to maybe just, you know, in your own time when you're alone and you don't have any distractions, to go and sit and go back and forth through the videos and to really just try and explain to yourself, understand for yourself what the bridging groups are. Because once you snap and once you understand that the bridging groups are there to help everybody to just spread their profiles across the platform in an easier way, and once you snap it, then it really becomes like, wow. So yeah, but it is about building together for the first at least 48 months. You've got to be willing to build and commit and put in, and you know, eventually then you'll see that it starts paying off. It does.
Anneke, we didn't mention the D dump and B dump and S dump spots. So
Oh yeah, that is something that I'll actually implement that in next week's presentation, but I will quickly explain it. So what we have also done throughout the levels, you'll see boards that basically, let's say on the 1,500, you'll say that it says rainbow B dump or rainbow D dump. So if money gets placed on that board, or we've got one for each, we've got a few for each bridging group. So those groups, we've actually, our boards, we've actually implemented, because if whatever money goes onto that board then goes straight back into that specific bridging group, and then that money gets used to push more names out of that bridging group. So sometimes it'll be like a bonus, because you know, if we have a lot of movement coming through, we fill up a D dump board, and then we get quite a few names that we can push out of the bridging group. So we've got all of these little systems and things that we've implemented to help on all of the sides and of each of the groups that we have created, you know, and everything that we've created so far in Rainbow really is to help every single person in Rainbow to just make it faster, you know. Margaret, I don't know if you maybe want to explain, is there something that I'm not explaining correctly about the bridging groups, or something that you might want to add?
No, I think you guys have covered pretty much all of it.
Okay, yeah, and if anybody really still doesn't understand, I just want to really put emphasis on it tonight, that it really is, you are not fully part of Rainbow, and you won't really fully reap the rewards of Rainbow if you are not part of the bridging groups. It really is the engine that keeps everything going, and it makes the whole team earn money, and not just yourself. It makes everybody get gifted. I mean, every time we have like a little raffle or something on the bridging groups, you'll see that a whole ton of boards will get paid out, which is just brilliant to see so much movement from maybe 1 or 2 raffles.
I was actually going to mention that now, that we do run a lot of competitions. Sometimes there are people within the group that feel like blessing somebody. I've done it a few times. Annike's done it. Everybody's done it, where they've actually gifted somebody a spot on a 3,000 Rand board or something. And so there are lots of ways that we do, that we try and push names out. So for example, the D-dump board on the 10,000 Rand boards, if that board gets paid out, that's 50,000 Rand that goes into Dash. So 10,000 Rand is putting 200 names into Dash. Well, it's not actually putting names because it's Rainbow, but it's pushing out 40 names per 10,000 Rand. So, I mean, that's 200 names from a 50,000 Rand gift. So people that entered Dash with a 50 Rand could be one of those 200 out of 2,000, which makes the odds much, much better. So there's lots of things that we do to make things better.
So I have another question, which is about the WhatsApp groups. You know, most people have got like jobs, they're off, you know, people that are without work, so they have a little more time to keep a watch on the group. So if you look at the Rainbow, I mean, how important is it, and what opportunities am I missing if I'm not constantly watching the group? Am I missing something?
No.
Or no?
So what you can do is archive. You can archive your chat if you've got a busy day job. You archive your chat. If anything, and they need to get hold of a person, or Margaret needs to move your position over or pay you profits, there's an @ So if you push @ on the group and you write the person's name, you'll actually get a notification, and it'll say this person's sending you a direct message. You'll see the actual notification. But
Right.
most of the time you go into, I mean, I've got all my groups archived, and I'll make a point when I'm not busy or I'm having a quick coffee break or smoke break, I will go into and I'll scroll through. If there's no ats, there's nothing. But I've also there's also people that, like Charmaine, she's looking at the group constantly, and if there's something that needs your attention, she will reach out. We all will reach out. We all here to help, and that's what we do. That's what Rainbow is all about.
Okay, thank you very much.
But just archive the chat if you've got a busy day job. I mean, I do.
Okay, cool.
I'm not
Yeah.
really that busy.
I would also add to that sometimes we do have like a raffle or something fun happening on the group, where if you participate, you might be able to win. We always have draws and stuff. So it's nice if you maybe just check in once or twice a day, you know, to see, okay, if you see that within 1 or 2 hours, there's like 150 messages, then you know there's something going on. So maybe then just check and see, is there a raffle? Because sometimes we have big spots that we're giving away and stuff to try and help everybody. And the reason for that is because we're still building. We haven't completely even gone through our first level from 250 to 10,000. So we still have a few raffles coming up. We've still got our birthday coming up and everything. So we've got a few days that we do special things on the group. So yeah, I wouldn't say just archive it and forget about it until the weekend. It's maybe good to just check in once or twice a day, just to see, you know, is there maybe something happening on the group? But you'll see very quickly there'll be many messages, and then you'll know, okay, there might be a raffle or something going on. And then you can always contact the person who introduced you and just say, listen, I'm really busy, but what's going on, or something like that, to make sure that you might, get your name into a draw to stand a chance to win. I think the last one we gave away was a 5,000 spots or 7,500 spots. So we do things like that to just get everybody in and give everybody a chance to also get onto the higher boards. And as we're growing, we still have much of that coming up.
There are lots of ways to make money, and we are not make money, get gifts. You've got to get the pronunciation right. But yeah, there's always things happening. Everybody's always trying to help. One thing that I have to say, while we've got 16 people on the group, is it takes people to build us. So, and it takes like-minded people. The group has been quite quiet over the last 3 weeks. I mean, if you've got one position and you're waiting for one position to move from 250 to 10,000, as Anneke said, it's going to take you a long, long time. The other way around that, if you don't have money, is take part in the competitions. Keep people motivated, motivate people, invite people that need the help and are willing to do something. You're not going to get paid by sitting on your bum and doing nothing. I know that sounds a little bit rude, but at the end of the day, the truth hurts. We have to all come together and we have to work it. So in order to get gifted the higher amounts, we've got to work at it. You can't just get a spot or get gifted a spot and sit and do nothing. So yeah, it does take people. And I mean, I look at the group constantly, even though they're archived, I'm always on the group and I try and crack a joke here and there and try and do some motivation and stuff like that. But I always notice it's always the same people that are replying or attending. So, I mean, we've got 140 something people on the group. So I would like to see more people getting involved, because this does actually work. And I mean, we've all earned awesome amounts of gifts already so far in the last 5 months. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah, it's like what we said in the beginning of the presentation, that it is completely based on a sowing and reaping, the biblical principle. You have to sow and then you wait a while and then you reap. It takes some time for sowing and for that seed to grow. And it's the same in Rainbow. And I think one of the most beautiful things in Rainbow is that you daily get opportunities to be able to help other people. And we've had so many testimonies come out of Rainbow where people it's almost like the money and the funds really do just come in at the right time for certain people. We've had so many testimonies only in 5.5 months. So it's like a solid system, but like Adi said, nobody really knows how much the leaders have given up for everybody to be able to, earn and get pushed forward faster. The leaders have really, really been bending backwards for everybody. And it would be nice to see a little bit more activity from everybody that is involved. You have got to realize that you've got to sow to be able to reap.
It doesn't mean just go in the group and say good morning, because we get a lot of good mornings every single morning.
Okay, I think I'm going to go on into the guidelines quickly. We've been on here for quite some time because I don't want to bore everybody. So I'm just going to quickly show you guys what we have actually created for you guys. It is something that I share openly on the group. You can copy it. You can make it your own. You don't have to keep it like the way I've done it. I've literally made a template. And this is just to be able to make sure that you get the most out of your 250. I just want to quickly find it here.
Always waiting on Anneke.
I'm so sorry. No, I can't see it. Just hold on quickly. I know I do. Is it this? No. me just see if I can. Okay, wait. That is the. Sorry, guys, just give me a minute here. I don't know how to move this bar thing at the top. There we go.
And
Okay.
Anneke just showed everybody she doesn't reply to messages straight away.
Ah, sorry. No, I don't know why it wasn't opening this screen. Okay, can everybody see the Rainbow Guidelines October 2022? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, Annika, but it's very small.
Okay.
So we can see your whole computer basically. Is that what you want to share?
Not really. Yeah, maybe. Okay, give me a minute. Just going to quickly. I cannot minimize the Zoom when I'm recording. Okay, so maybe we should just do it like that. Then I don't. Okay, wait. Let me just open up the PDF. Sorry, guys.
Why don't you just talk them through it?
Sorry, just give me like 1 minute. I just want to see if this is the correct one. No, it's not. Okay, let's just do it like that. I'm kind of sweating here at the moment. Everybody's waiting on me. Let's just do it like that. Even though it's a little bit small, I'll zoom in on it.
That's perfect.
Is it fine? Okay, so what we've done is we've kind of set up guidelines for everybody to follow. So you can now go and you can then put on level 1, you'll enter with a 250 Rand. Then when you get your 5 payments, you'll have 1,250 Rand. Then you'll move up to your next level and it will be 750, and you'll take another spot on your 250s and then take 5 dash spots, and then you don't have any profit on the 250 boards. So that is why Eddie was saying you use the 250 boards as a stepping stone to make your portfolio spread. So, you know, we don't really only want 500 Rand. That's not why we join. We actually want to get to the 50,000 Rand at the end, and to be able to do that, the best way to do that is to just keep on investing for the first 6 months, putting your money back into it so that you know that you're spreading profiles. And for each one of these spots, if you do each one of them like this, I'll show you guys at the end what it actually amounts to. It's incredible. So on level 2, you'll then go in, here you bought the 750 spots, so now you have the 750 spots and it pays out 3,750, which you then 2 spots will be taken to go over to the 1.5 board. You buy 5 dash spots, 1 new Sparky and 1 blossom spot. And then here you get 1,550, even after you have now bought yourself 7 new spots. And each of those spots will be able to make the same as amount of money as this one if you've gone through the bottom of it. Then on level 3, 1,500 board, it's the one that you bought here. So you bought that with your profits that you got from this. We've done all of this with only 250 Rand now if we follow through. So 1,500 pays out 7.5. You go then to your next level, which is 3,000. You get yourself 5 new dash, 1 new Sparky, 1 blossom, and 1 blaze, and you still get to keep 3,050 Rand. And then on the next level, your 3,000, which you bought here with your profits, Then you can then have 15,000 Rand. You go to your next level with 5,000. You then take with your payouts 10 dash, 4 Sparkies, 1 Blossom, 1 Blaze, and you still get to keep 7,000 Rand. Oh, and 1 Unity, sorry. So then you've bought yourself all of these spots, and you still walk away with 7,000 on this level, on the 3,000 level. On the 5,000s, you've then bought yourself a 5,000 here with your profits. You then get 25,000 out. You go to your next level, which is 7.5. You take your remainder of your money, 10 dash spots, 4 Sparkies, 2 Blossoms, 1 Blaze, 1 Unity, and you walk away with 14,200 that you keep in your pocket. Then you are on your 7.5, you get 37,500. You go to your last level, which is 10,000. You use that with pure profit from your 250 that you started with. You get yourself 10 more spots on dash, 4 Sparkies, 2 Blossoms, 1 Blaze, 1 Unity, and you get to walk away with 24,200. So that in total, if you follow these guidelines, you have then walked away with, from 250 Rand, you've made yourself 50,000 Rand, and you've now got a 10,000 Rand spot, which is another 50,000 Rand. So if you go through the levels like this, then you already made 100,000 Rand. So at the bottom here, you'll see that is the 100,000 Rand that you've made. And so then what you created throughout this and what you have bought with your profits was then 1 250 spots, which can then also amount to this 100,000 here. And then you've recreated for yourself 45 dash spots, which will eventually become 250 spots. And they will also, each one of them will be able to get you this 100,000 if you follow the guideline. Then with that same 250 Rand that you started with, you've then got 15 new Sparky spots, which will also give you 100,000 Rand when they pay out in the end, and 7 new Blossom spots, which is then 98,000 Rand. Yeah, seven new spots from Blossom will get you your 1.5 spots, and these are the spots that you've now bought in the bridging group. So they'll take a while, guys, to come out, but you know that from 250 Rand you've actually created all of these, and they might take a year, they might even take 2 years, but in the end you know that this is what you're going to be able to be making from them. So it's 7 Sparky spots, which is 98,450. You've then created also for yourself 4 new Blaze spots, which goes on to the 3,000 boards, which is 95,400. And then you also have 3 new Unity spots, which become 5,000 spots, which your profits would be 88,400 on. And if you add all of this up with what you can create if you follow these guidelines with that 250 that you started with, you can make 7.5 million. And I mean, that is incredible if you think about it. And guys, we are not saying that this is going to take you 4 months. We're not saying it's going to take even 8 months. It might take a while, because remember, you are building. But if you look at what you can make, if you follow the guidelines from only 250, I mean, then it really, really is worth it to stick around and to follow the guidelines. Then on top of that, what I've created is, I've realized, and as we've gone along through the system, we've realized that people, because we are getting payments out in certain, you know, we don't always get the full 5 payments all at the same time. So what ends up happening is most likely you'll get your first payment from the bridging groups, which will always be, okay, on the 250s, it works a little bit different, because on the 250s, we always do a full payout so that you can have 750 Rand to immediately move over, and you can then take your 500 Rand, reinvest it into Dash, and take your 250 spots either on your own board or on another board. on anybody else's board. So what I've basically tried to create here is like a ticking system. So with your first payment on 250, it will be 3 750s. You'll move over to your 750 and you'll basically go and say, okay, I've done that. And also here I've created a space. So if the username is Anneke, we'll just say, okay, Anneke, and here you can just copy them for as many usernames as you have. So then the point of this sheet is so that you can know, okay, because sometimes you like on your third payment on your 750s, and then you're not sure, oh my goodness, did I get the 5 dash spots? Did I get the sparky spots? Because you want to follow the guidelines, right? So this whole system here, I'll run through just 1 or 2 of them, and the rest you guys, I mean, it's very self-explanatory. It looks a little bit complicated, but it really isn't. It's really just to be able to tick off your first payment here is to go over to your 750. So your first payment is always used to go over to your next level. And then when you've done it, you can just mark it, tick it, print it, or I would, we've got so many usernames, we probably won't print them, but it's really easy. So then when I get my second payment, I know, okay, now I have to get my new 250 spots. When you've done that, then you can say done. And then your dash spots, then you can say done. And then you know that you have then completed everything in the guidelines to be able to create your momentum on your first level. And it works the same on every level. So we've created that just so that you can actually follow and, you know, with every username that you have. So this will be one sheet only for one username. If everybody understands now what I'm saying. So if everybody, so let's say, for instance, we get to the level 4, you get to your 3,000 board. Your first 2 payments, you'll use to go over to your 5,000, and then you'll have your 5,000 spots, and you'll say done. With your second payment, you'll probably get, 3,000, and then you'll say, okay, so what do I need to do? I need to get my 10 dash spots, and I need to get my 2 sparky spots. So you'll buy that and you'll say done and done. And every time you'll walk away with, if you do it like this as well, we've done it so that you don't invest your entire profit back. So as you guys can see with your first payment here, you end up taking 1,000 Rand profit, and you just bought yourself a 5,000 spots. With your second payment here, you end up getting 10 new dash spots, 2 new sparky spots, and you get 2,200 profit. Then you wait a little while and you get your third payment out. You end up getting yourself 2 new sparky spots, 1 blossom, and you walk away with 2,400 profit. And with your last payment of your 3,000 board, you then end up getting a blaze and a unity, and you still get 1,400 profit out. So that's just something that I've created to really try and help everybody to follow what you have to do with your next payment that comes out. And on the 10,000 boards, we didn't do one, because on the 10,000 boards, you really can decide for yourself, what are you going to be doing with that 50,000 Rand, because we wanted that to be like a bonus board for everybody. So obviously, I think for me and all of the leaders and everybody, that's really, you know, you want to be able to just buy more spots and get yourself spread across the platform. We'll probably take like a good amount of that and put it into wherever we weren't able to currently buy spots or something like that. But we don't have one for the last. So if you want to, you can go and make one for the 10,000 boards and say, okay, whenever my payout comes on the 10,000, then I'll do that. But we normally say that you can keep your profit when you get to that stage. Okay, so someone's raising their hand. Andy.
Can you just talk about username?
Yeah. Well,
so I took out, my first spot was a.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Sorry, it just went away. So I took a 250 spot and had a username, and then I bought a blossom. This was like I'm a risk taker, so I just jump in and go here, there, or every. And Charmaine said, "You're going for a blossom." I said, "Yes, I'm going to start at the top and work my way down." But so my blossom, I had to have a different username. So can you just explain to me when we have to have the same username and when it has to be?
Yeah, we've actually recently implemented username etiquette because to make it easier for admin, we can't have the same usernames, because let's say you are Andy and I'm Andy also. So we both of our names are Andy. So now you've got an Andy and I've got an Andy. We don't know which one is the one who's in receiver. So that's why it gets kind of confusing. I would say with the usernames, if you can keep it simple, try Andy1, or it's normally good to say Andy C for Courtney, or, you know, whatever. And then say, let's in this example use Andy C. So Andy C 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then try to just keep track of your username so that you don't buy Andy C1 in Dash and Andy C1 in Blaze and Andy C1 in Blossom. And then when they come out, then we're sitting with names that look like they have been duplicated or something. So we try to just keep it, every username needs to be separate from the other one. We don't want usernames to be the same, because it gets really confusing on the admin side when we are splitting and merging the boards, and we're looking for banking details and stuff, and we've got 50 Charmaines and we don't know which one is which one. so it kind of, we get to know the people as we go. But yeah, we do have a little.
So I just want to clarify something. So I bought a 250 spot, and my username is Protea. So Protea 22, I bought a Blossom, that's Protea 23. So if I buy a Unity tomorrow, it should be Protea 24.
Yes.
And if I buy a Dash, it's going to be a Protea 25.
Yes.
And if I buy a 750 spot, it will be a Protea 26.
As long as it's
Yes.
just not the same as any one that you currently have, so that we don't think that it's a duplicated name. So any and every username that you buy new should be new, and not like any of the previous other ones. So if you are working on numbers, then it's just important to keep track of your username numbers, and try and not make the names too long. But Protea is awesome because it's not long.
Okay,
So
cool.
for example,
Okay,
I bought a position for one of the people I know back home, and I named it Ronel1. And I see on the group now, we've actually got a Ronel on the group, but I don't know what username she's actually come out with. So when that Ronel gets to receiver, maybe I'll just contact her, right, I'm going to change this username, or just monitor Ronel1 all the way through, and then
Yeah, I
change
think
it
you're
to
talking
something else.
about Renal Pretorius, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I also saw that. Yeah, sometimes we do get it that we've got, I think we've got 4 or 5 Charmaines, 4 Charmaines on the group. So each of them have, you know, we've just said from the start, just make sure that your usernames are different, and don't buy the same name, and then nothing will get confusing. Yeah.
So anything to do with burgers or bombs, that's me.
Yeah, so
Anneke, I just want to add is
Yeah.
that the only time you're going to use the same name is when you move up in levels.
Yes.
So you move from the 250 board up to the 750 board, you use the same username moving up.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's your spot maturing, you upgrading. So it's going now from 250 to 750. So it's the same name, but it's just traveling through the levels. So yeah. I'm just reading some of the comments quickly, checking. Did I miss anything? Were there any questions other than the ones?
So everybody feel free
No
to
questions.
jump on and speak. Ashley, the floor is yours if you want to speak, say something.
He's gonna do that every time, Ash. Yeah, so I think you know, if nobody has any more questions, I really hope everybody understands. We will be doing 2 more live presentations. Unfortunately, Ed is going to Peru, so he's not going to be joining us next week, but we will definitely be having 2 more live presentations just to make sure that we can bring on the newer people. For if anybody didn't have a chance to join tonight, we'll also be recording and all of these things. So, and guys, you can always reach out. We are always willing to help and explain and go through the process with you. And I will share everything that we've discussed tonight as well. The correct presentation this time. Last time it had an error in, sorry.
I also just want everybody to know there's no such thing as a stupid question. I mean, when we first started as well, it was a bit confusing and it does take a bit of time, but just ask you all to take part in the group, motivate your people, get like-minded people to join, because it is awesome and you do get gifted quite a lot. And it's coming up to Christmas. I'm posting that all the time. And I bet you got spots for Christmas presents. So yeah, you've got a few months for it to pay out.
It is really big on Christmas. Oh, shame. Lots of people are actually also making Christmas presents for the whole world. Yeah, so it is nice. And I think the biggest thing about tonight's Zoom call is that we're really, really asking everybody to participate, you know, participate in take a certain amount of money and say, okay, this is what my commitment is towards Rainbow for the next 6 months. Some of our leaders have been pushing 20 to 30,000 Rand a month into Rainbow. And that has been helping all of the people on Rainbow. They don't even get those returns back immediately, but they eventually do. I mean, all of the higher boards, the guys that you see on the higher boards, those are the people that have been carrying Rainbow and pushing into Rainbow. So yeah, once again, the leaders have really put a lot of effort in to help everybody. We don't want to walk away and leave anybody behind. We want to leave everybody. We want to help everybody, sorry, to get to the top so that we not only earning 500 Rand, but we are earning 50,000 Rand. That's the point. But we've got to have teamwork to be able to do that.
And just one more thing I have to just do a shout out. If you look at the boards, we do a lot of stuff for charity. A lot of the leaders have got positions that's specifically for charity. Anneke's mom does Pigs and Paws. Ashley does dog shelters in South Africa, and yeah, all the animal donations. There's shelter 1, shelter 2. It's also in Uganda. I can't remember. One of these places. So there is a lot of charity boards as well that the leaders, it was not only leaders, it's all the people, and that money does not go to them. It actually goes to the charities. So there's a lot of good in this as well. So I just had to just mention that too.
Awesome. So I think that we've
Not
done
all about
it.
Christmas.
Yeah. I think that we are through the presentation. I thank everybody for being on the presentation. It's been quite long, but I hope that we've come through most of the questions and everybody understands a little bit better. Is there, I'm going to give one last shout out. Anybody else want to ask anything? Okay. If you want to ask anything, Nigeria.
Nigeria, yes.
Okay, yeah, I know that Alison is also, she's got a children's home for disabled children that she's also helping. Those are the hope spots. So yeah, we've all of our leaders have so many special spots. So that is also a great way. If you have a charity in mind that you want to do, you can always buy them some spots. You know, you might not be able to help them out with a big amount right now, but maybe 6 months or 8 months from now, you'll be able to help them a lot more if you start building now. So yeah, that's an awesome thing to mention. Thanks, Adi.
And I also got some holiday spots. If anybody wants to get some spots on those boards to assist me on my holidays, feel free.
How many holidays do you go on in a year? 7. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for everybody that joined. We love you guys so much. And teamwork, guys. We really, really need teamwork. We need everybody to be pushing so that everybody can be benefiting from this. Awesome, Jan. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for everybody.
Thanks everybody for joining.
Thanks, Anneke. Thanks, Adi. Thanks to John and Robin as well, my leaders. They're awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Have a good
Bye.
Bye. Night,
Bye.
night.
Night.
Don't be naughty, but if you are, make sure to enjoy it.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Jan. You've been such an awesome supporter right from the start. We just love it to just be able to say, we've got someone from Canada, yay! Because we were talking about getting some foreign investors involved and some people that, you know, from outside. So we are so happy to have you, and you're such an awesome person to be able to deal with.
Appreciate that.
And he's got dollars.
Yeah. And I tell you what, I would love to share this with every Canadian that I can.
Yes. Please do.
You have a good night.
Okay, good night, guys.
Thank you.
Bedtime. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye, Adi. Thank
Good
you so
night,
much.
guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.